as we saw before, we can use our leg to pick up the foot. We do leg traps and all that kind of stuff. So now we can do the same thing, but now we're going to step, right? But now I'm going to pick up the foot. Right, now I'm going to step in and push. Again, we're at this point, we don't want to really shove, and nobody's falling to the ground yet. But you can see, yeah, exactly. Don't break your toes. But we want to get into the habit of, it's like we're here. If I'm going to push, if I'm going to step and I have contact, I'm going to do something and then I'll push. Right? So, and again, we're going to go back and forth. So you can step and do something to me. Yeah, and I have to get out of it. But now I'm going to step into your space. Something simple. And then you step into my space. So again, we can take turns, give each other space so that we can explore what are the options. We don't have to really do this crazy yet. Like if I'm here, you pick something to do. Right? Things like that. So really focusing on building up the skills, which we're just adding complexity. So it's the same. There's contact. I'm going to read my body, my partner's body, and then he does something, and I'm going to right. And now, so we can just crank this up. So we can actually, so you can really put power into this. You can really push if you want, right? We can go here because, right? Yeah, right? And really, there you go, nice. All right, and really try with full force, right? And it gets ugly and ugly quickly, but we're here, yeah, and we're not, there's some techniques that we're not doing, like brush knee and all that, because we don't, again, we don't want to hurt each other. Yeah, exactly. But it's just mostly, at this point, developing the skills of thinking with the legs. So if I'm here, right, I can pull here and then step through. Right, so that it would mimic, if there's a push, right, it's like, okay, well, now what do I do? Right, so let's go back. So if there's a push, I step, right? And developing those skills of being pushed, receiving power, right? So here I just did notice stepping back is not a good idea because it means I was far. Here, it's better to do this and then this, right? So developing the habits, so if I push you, the habit of stepping, getting, oh, nice. Yeah, getting to a good position. Again, if I'm the pusher, I'm the one who's dictating the response, right? Boom, right? If he's the pusher, he's going to determine what I do. So here, if you do it again, right, it's like, right? And I'm not making decisions. So push again, right? Come on. I'm not making the choices as to which way I'm going to go, right? Because it's here and then here. Things like that, right? And the idea is to stay in this phase, right, where we're not going full on, because we want to develop that fluidity of like reading, being pushed, reading the push that we're receiving, developing a counter to that push. Also, we can decide, so for example, I'm going to try to lift with my knee as much as possible. So if you push, whatever I do, I'm going to go, all right, okay, let's try again. So I'm just giving myself that limitation. So if you push, deciding, okay, well, that didn't quite work. Okay, so if I push you, and then, there you go, nice. But I counter and I come here. Oh, that didn't quite work. See, that didn't quite. So we're going to keep going. So that's the push hands that we need to be doing, where you're consciously constructing these skills, because eventually, so what we're going to do, so if we take it down a notch a bit, we go back to thinking about arms, and now we're gonna add strikes. We're not gonna hit each other, but I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna, so that would have been like a smack to the ribs, so that would be bad. So then we have to start thinking about, okay, how can we do all of this messiness, right? But we're thinking about, right, getting punched. So when I'm here and I'm going, oh, I'm trying to lift his leg, I need to do it in a way that I'm also wary of his hand, because he can go, exactly. So I have to train myself to do this, right? And by the way, that's what we see in the form. So now, so we can go slowly, where we're just kind of pushing and stepping, but exactly, right? I want to come here and start thinking about, yeah, right? And you'll see that pretty quickly your push hand is actually going to be smaller once again, because you need to keep your arms right here, yeah. But again, you're starting to think of how to step into somebody's space. All right. All right. I think we've done enough. Thank you so much.